the things that we see in the news right now about the OQLF are really an attack on culture.
Welcome to Quebec, the China of the Western world. I just found out today that there is a small business owner from Chelsea, Quebec, who owns a clothing store, who was threatened to be fined by the provincial language police, known as the Office de la Langue Française, for posting on her business's Facebook fan page predominantly in English. They want her to switch to French mainly, otherwise she risks facing a fine.
A Montreal man has decided to boycott Tim Hortons. He claims he was beaten on the premises and that it all started when an employee refused to serve him in English. Nadine Ishak has that story.
Ron Yaz was a regular at Tim Hortons until his last visit just over a week ago.
I asked the girl for 12 donuts and 6 muffins, and she looked at me like I was totally crazy.
Yaz claims the server at this Tim Hortons in Laval refused to serve him in English.
She went to the back of the store, got someone who came up, said 2 words in English, walked away and said, "Mon-Dieu anglais," which I didn't appreciate very much.
He then got into an argument with French-speaking customers.
He pulled something out of his pocket, picked it up, it was a nightstick, went to hit me over the head with it. I put my arm up, blocked it, he hit me in the arm, took off.
Ambulance and police were called to the scene.
Sometimes, parfois, you gotta stand up tall.
Taking musical exception to the proposed new language laws, comedians George Bowser and Rick Blue aren't really required to sing in French. That's poetic license. But Quebec fiercely protects its majority language with laws governing signs, education, and restaurants. At Buena Notte, the menu's almost entirely in French. But the owner recently got a legal notice ordering pasta changed to pâte. He fought back, the global media came calling, and an embarrassed government rescinded the order, blaming an overzealous inspector.
The word pasta is internationally recognized, you know.
And I think it is completely unethical and unconstitutional and very much resembling a dictatorship such as China to force someone to conduct their personal business affairs online on a social network in a particular language.
Something very serious happened in the Montreal subway.
Is that right?
Where apparently folks, this young woman or girl got beaten up by one of the metro attendants because she spoke to him in English, asked him a question in English.
Well, let's go through exactly how it happened.
Okay,
the lady was there. The lady was there.
Okay, so what happened?
She was in the metro station, De La Savane Metro, and she went to refill her Opus card. You know, the famous card there. And the machine wasn't working. So she went to tell the ticket guy that it's not working, and what should she do now?
Ticket girl.
The ticket girl, right, at the STM counter. And the girl said to her, "I only speak French. So you should be speaking French. Moi, je parle français seulement."
This bill does not give you any more rights. It takes away most of your rights. It is bringing a lot of very difficult questions to the table that really we should not have to. Office is actually a French term, just not written the way that the Office de la Langue Française has it. The term office only has one F.
A Montreal Anglophone says he quit his job and is filing a human rights complaint after his boss asked him to stop speaking English at work. It happened in Mile End at a grocery store popular with Montrealers from lots of linguistic backgrounds. Mimi Wells has the story.
Like many Montrealers, Casey Kerr lives his life in 2 languages. English is his first language, but he also grew up speaking French with some family members. And his girlfriend is francophone. He's proud of his bilingualism.
Moi, je viens de Montréal, 20 ans plus.
But earlier this month, Kerr was shocked by an incident at work. After just 2 months on the job, he says his boss told him that employees must speak French amongst themselves.
We have made it so that one has to operate businesses predominantly in French here, but that should not extend onto social networks. They are not allowed, the Office de la Langue Française and the Quebec government and its current ruling party, the PQ, to dictate what language we choose to communicate on Facebook, because that sets a terrifying precedent.
Really just making it almost ugly to speak another language is not going to help people want to learn yours. It's okay if it's Chinese. It's okay if it's in Hebrew. It's okay if it's in Arabic. But it's not okay if it's in English.